Hello, I'm back again. Hope you had a chance to go and have a quick drink. I'm Julia Quinn from the Sunshine Coast, and this time I'm sharing with you my two standard cards that are for our stamp camp on the PDF on the stamp camp. So this is my first card of my standard cards, and on this one I'm featuring a lot of the designer series paper, letting that do all the hard work for me, and also using that lovely So Swirly embossing folder that Tracy shared with us as well. Okie dokie. I'm just dialing up so I can make sure that you can see all the right things. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Now, as I said before, Tracy was inspiring me with, and Mashwari too, using different colours. So I thought I'd try different colours, but I'm I'm not game enough to change colours too much. Hello, thanks for coming back and joining me. So this time all I'm doing is flipping over my designer series paper from Misty Moonlight to Mossy Meadow. Let's see how that looks for something different. Okay, so I'll pop them there. I've done a lot of, as I said, this project makes use of the designer series paper, so I've done a little bit of fussy cutting there, ready to go. I'll put these little planes over there. Okay, now this is the background. So what I've called this on the PDF is actually a faux front embossed card. So this sticks straight over the front of your card, so you don't have the embossing go all the way through. What I did first was actually using Balmy Blue ink, the same as the Balmy Blue cardstock, stamp clouds all over. Look, I've got a piece of scrap paper this time after making a mess all over my workspace last time. And another cloud there, a couple more clouds just randomly around. I love this cloud stamp. I didn't use it on my next card, but I used it on almost all my cards. I just love it. I think it's so cool. So I stamped first and then popped my piece of cardstock into the So Swirly folder, which is a really big, great folder. Ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so then it comes out looking like this, which is pretty cool. Now, I have said before that I'm not a huge fan of the green glue because I get sticky. I'm a messy crafter, so that's why I like the seal. But using seal on an embossed piece of paper can lead to ripping and tearing because the paper's already been softened. So I'm going to use my seal onto my card front rather than on the back of my piece that I'm sticking on, which is different to what I usually do. Oh, make sure the clouds are up the right way, Julia. So just pop that on there. So there's the front of my card. Okay, a faux front on the front of my card. Next, I'm going to add my designer series paper. The lovely maps, and this is just to add a little bit of colour behind. Yes, it is a beautiful embossing folder, Mashwari. I've been a big fan, and I like to do exactly the same measurements for inside and the front of my card. It just makes it super easy for me, super easy for people who come to my classes. I could just do it just like that. How about I change the card completely? I love that map. That looks really cool, but I will stick with what I've planned and using Mossy Meadow ink to go with the background. I'll stamp my greeting, "You're the best, plain and simple," in the center. You're the best, plain and simple. Oh, good grief, Julia. Thank goodness it's double-sided. I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper again. Do it straight. And then also I'm using that lovely textured background stamp that Mashwari used. I love this. This is really cool. Gives a great effect just in the background. And seeing I've made a mess over there as well. And while I've got my inside piece, I'll stamp on that as well. Okay. And then to add extra colour, I have actually also, using my Balmy Blue ink and my blending brush, added a bit of colour to the cardstock just to give it a bit more interest, because it's a pretty simple card. And then the front as well. There we go. A little bit in the middle too. And the other thing that I have done is actually flicked a bit of ink using my Balmy Blue stamping blend as well. It's very light, so banging it with your bone folder gives it really a light effect, or you can just use the lid and get a much darker effect, more colour. So there's the front and the inside. Okay, so that's lots of interest and colour. I can move this out of the way again and put my inside piece inside my card like that, and then the front, cover up that mistake, no one will ever know. Pop that on the front of my card, and then add some planes using dimensionals. Oop. One there. You're the best, plain and simple. What other planes have I got? I've got different planes this time because it was I cut out a different piece of the paper. Another one. Whoops, not there. There. And the little tiny one down the bottom here. There. I'll put you down there. And I've also added on my front panel here 4 of the industrial trinkets using my mini glue dots in each of the corners. 1, 2, 3. These industrial trinkets also look really cool, coloured with these stamping blends as well, just to give it a bit of hint of colour, but I'm not doing it on this card. There we are. So that's the front, and I actually have, I noticed, an extra plane that I've cut out. So rather than waste that, I'm going to stick him just on the edge of the inside of my card there. There we go. Right on the edge, so it looks like he's coming off the side. And that's my first card. Oh, here's another little plane. A little tiny baby weeny one. Okay. Not to waste all of that good fussy cutting. There we go. And that's my first card. I changed it up with a little mossy meadow from the Misty Moonlight. I still think I like the Misty Moonlight, but I like working in the same monochrome. All right, here's my second card. So I'll just pop you off to the side there. Here's my second card. And this one features, it was inspired actually from one of the sketches in our catalogue. Okay, there's my pieces. Let's do the inside of the card first. Using 3 strips of the designer series paper is a great way to show off the designer series paper, this little sketch. So I've already coloured my aeroplane in for the inside of my card, and I've got a large piece of Misty Moonlight there. I'm going to pop you down the bottom. and a piece of designer series paper over the top. There we go. And then that one can go inside my card. And then there's the inside already done. Got the plain, a bit of designer series paper. Now the front of the card, once again, I've embossed using that really great So Swirly folder, which works so nicely. And to give it a bit of colour, just using my blending brush, which has already got some colour on it from my previous project, just rubbing over it. See how that brings out the embossing so nicely? So I've not added any more colour, I'm just using what's already on my blending brush there. And it's picking up those lovely swirly bits. And as I said before, when you've got embossed cardstock, it's actually softer. So you can't use your seal on the back of the embossed panel, but you can use it on the destination. So I'm just going to add the seal there. And then I'm going to add 3 strips of the designer series paper. Now you can use whichever strips you like. You can change up the colours, but as I said, I really love using all the same tones of the same colour often. So I'm going to add all the blues together. And the way I like to line them up is to start from the outside and do each of them on the outside. This is a great way to use up scraps too. There we go. And then the one on the inside. Oop. Make sure that's up the right way. All right, now I have die cut my aeroplane out already, but I've coloured him using Balmy Blue and Boho Blue and a little bit of dark boho and light. So when I looked at this image, I was imagining the propeller spinning round and round, and I thought the colour would actually be different behind the propeller. So I've coloured that in Balmy Blue, all of the pieces of the plane behind that spinning image. And I'm just using my brush tip here. A little bit more. And then that's the dark Balmy Blue. I'm going to add, this is the light Boho Blue, some light Boho Blue, just following the lines that the artists have given us to add light and dark. Okay. Much the same as Mashwari did. Her colouring is spectacularly beautiful. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll just add the dark Boho Blue just over the top to blend it all in. Okay, and then for the rest of the, oh, no, that's Balmy Blue. Sorry. Then for the rest of the plane, I've used the light Boho Blue to colour it. And also used those lovely artist's lines to help me decide where to put my light and dark colouring. Okay, the rest of the wings. Okay, a little bit of the tail there. And so with my dark Boho Blue, is this dark Boho Blue? Yeah. Using the bullet tip, drawing where those artists have already given us the information about the light and the dark areas. Following all of those lines, just drawing on each of those. And then with the light Boho Blue, blending it in. And then the last thing I did was add, oh, hang on, need to do some wheels. And I'm using whatever this colour is, smoky slate for the wheels. And a little wheel down there. And then where the propeller is, I actually used Wink of Stella all over the prop to give it that sort of sparkle. Looks like speed, maybe, I don't know. But hopefully you can see there, I've tried to give the illusion of the propeller spinning around by having the two different colours, the lighter colour underneath where the propeller is. I don't know whether you can see the sparkle. But anyway, that was the theory. And just before I put the card together, I'm going to stamp Flying By to Say Hi using my Misty Moonlight ink. Here it is. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Mashwari. Okay, Flying By to Say Hi. Got a very tiny piece of cardstock here. Whew, that was lucky. Okay. Stick you onto my little mat there. All right, so now I have used some of your white baker's twine that came in your kit. Round and round and round in a circle, mirroring the story of the propeller. So, oh, can you see where I made a mistake on the back there? My secret has been revealed. So I'm just going to put some adhesive, oops, on the back of my image, and then just guide the baker's twine around. So I actually don't know how much I'm using. I'm just making it up as I'm going along. Around and around, spinning around like an aeroplane, and around again. There we go. Trim you off. Okay. Oop, oop. Come back here. And then securing that twine in place with some dimensionals, making sure I put dimensionals right over where they're, make sure I can't see that dimensional, making sure it covers up the twine so it keeps it in place. There's another one there. It's all twisty from being, actually I'm going to use an edge piece of dimensional along the wing here because it's nice and long. There we go. All right, peel the backs off them. Have we got them all off? I believe so. Nothing worse than when you stick something down and go, oops, I haven't taken the back off something. You come out. It's all twisty. So I'll put you at an angle so it's flying right off the page, and then add my Flying By to Say Hi down the bottom here to secure those other rogue bits of baker's twine that are doing their thing. Tuck you in there. Okay, Flying By to Say Hi. That's my last card there. Okay, let me bring them all in for you. My cards are pretty simple, really. There's that one, which is exactly the same as the original. These two have a slight colour change. And then my fun fold with the boring grey, and my fun fold with the red baron. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope we've taught you given you some great ideas and inspiration. Thank you so much for being part of our Stamp Kit. We love presenting projects for you, and we love it when you can join in be with us, and we hope that's given you some great inspiration for cards for the guys in your life. And hopefully we might catch up later on. But next is the wonderful Tracy. She'll be on soon with her fun fold card. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you later.